All right, here's my message to Eagles fans. If you're waking up this morning and you're thinking to yourself,
You're crying.
I'm hurt.
the Eagles are cooked. Oh my gosh, we're so overmatched. Pick another team. Because I woke up this morning with my team having the best record in the NFL. I woke up with my team being the number one seed in the NFC. I woke up to my team being the only 10-win team in the NFL. And this isn't with an easy schedule like the Lions have. It's not luck that the Eagles beat the Chiefs, that the Eagles beat the Dolphins, that the Eagles beat the Cowboys, that the Eagles beat the Bills, all with great quarterbacks. That's not a coincidence. That's not luck. The Eagles are a great team. What happened was the 49ers outcoached us, and they wanted it more. That's what happened. I'll give credit to them because here is the stat. You can look at the box score. Debo, he has 3 touchdowns. You can look at Purdy. He was 70% completion percentage. You can look at the fact that he had a great game. Jalen Hurts it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great game. Here is the stat that is the reason why the 49ers won. They went 4-4 in the red zone. The Eagles went 1-3. That's the game. People are talking about the defense. The defense wasn't the problem in this game. The offense was. If you would have told me before the game that after the first quarter, the 49ers have 0 points and -6 yards, I would have said, yeah, the Eagles are going to win by 2 scores. The defense did their job in the first quarter. Now, yes, they ended up giving up 6 straight touchdowns, but for the offense, you have to capitalize. If you are playing a great team, you have to capitalize and convert in the red zone. It could have been 14-0 instead of 6-0. Because now with 6-0, all you need is 1 touchdown, and now you're in the lead. So that's how I knew we was about to be in for a long day when the 49ers didn't play a great half and they were up by 8 points. I was like, all right, yeah, it might be. Because they have so much talent, you can't limit them to 20 points. Not with our personnel. You can't. I feel like our defense has the ability to give out 1 or 2 stops. Kind of like the Chiefs game, right? The Chiefs weren't stopping the Eagles, but they had they had that turnover on that Jalen Hurts, his fumble. They converted that. Like, great teams with a suspect defense, they know that, all right, our defense can give us 1 or 2 stops max against a great team, but our offense has to be elite. The offense was not elite, and that's the difference in the game. That's the difference in the game. Jalen Hurts was not great. He was holding the ball in the pocket way too long. And in the second quarter, he went out here and took like 9 yards, holding the ball for like 6 seconds. Throw the ball away. That's my criticism with Jalen Hurts. And don't get me wrong. This is my guy. I have all faith in him. But I'm going to tell it how it is. The all-time great quarterbacks, they don't get sacked. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, they don't get sacked. Jalen Hurts, to get to that next level, to where you become an all-time great, you have to be better with not taking ill-advised sacks. Because the offensive line did a great job. Lane Johnson was dominant. But we need you to get rid of the ball quicker and to have better pocket awareness. Your pocket awareness was not very good this game. But I still got faith in you. I'm not really that worried. On the defensive part, Here's what is being exposed, or what the 49ers exposed in the defense. They exposed the red zone defense, and they exposed the third down defense. Let me read you these stats. The Eagles rank 28th in the league in their red zone defense, allowing their opponents to score 64% of the time. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't win a Super Bowl with that. I'll give you another one. On third downs, the Eagles are 30th in the league out of 32 teams. So there's only 2 teams that are worse on third down on defense than the Eagles. The Bears and the Cardinals. I mean, my goodness. Even the Commanders are better. The Raiders are better. The Giants are better. Like, this third down defense, it can't be this bad. Now, on the percentage side, teams convert 45% of the time on third down. You can't let that happen. You can't. So that has to improve. Now, I will say the linebacking core they were already down one. They were already set up to lose because you have Zach Cunningham out. You have Morrow, who can't tackle. You have Ellis, who just got inserted. Like, you have another guy. I forget his name. Sorry about that, bro. But he literally just got added to the practice squad the week of game day, like on that Thursday. So the linebacking core was definitely suspect. Zach Cunningham, he will be available for the playoffs. We know that. I believe we will sign Shaq Leonard. That will help out a lot. Our secondary isn't bad. It isn't great, but they weren't really tested like that. Like Slay, Bradbury, they weren't really tested like that because the 49ers all game after that first quarter were strictly going down the middle, exposing our linebackers' lack thereof of, pass defense, right? So that's what we got exposed with. That's what the 49ers and great teams do this. They expose their opposing teams' weaknesses, and that's our weakness, right? Our linebacking core. So another thing, too, on the defensive side, Josh Sweat, you got to do a better job of these penalties. My goodness. Because the Eagles, the 49ers, they were 4-4 in the red zone, right? But they could have been 3-4 if it wasn't for Josh Sweat giving them another opportunity. You can't let them do that. You can't. Not against great teams. They will make you pay every single time. They will. They will, bro. That's the thing right there. The penalties, Reed Blankenship, you have to be able to make that play. You have to. That was killer. You have to be able to make that play because with a team like the 49ers, it might be that one play, that one or two plays that you have to capitalize on that will be the difference in the game. You feel me? If you got the interception, it could have been a different story. But with the offense, my biggest issue is not using DeAndre Swift. My biggest issue with the offense is not using DeAndre Swift. Now, I'll say, if the Eagles converted on those field goals instead of making them touchdowns, it would have been a different story. Then we could play keep away, control the clock, and run the ball with DeAndre Swift and Kev Gainwell. But the fact that you don't convert in the red zone, that puts the offense back, and now we're playing, while not leading. We're playing at a deficit. So that hurt us too. But we have to get DeAndre Swift involved. This offense is not at its full potential when DeAndre Swift isn't cooking. You don't trade him for Miles Sanders a guy who was very productive for us, and not use a weapon, a weapon like DeAndre. You have to be able to use him. You have to. Like, come on. Brian Johnson, come on, yo. Come on, yo. Another problem with the offense was that we never was able to find a reliable third option and replace a Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert is a great tight end. He's a top 5, top 6 tight end in the game. You have to be able to find a third option with all these receivers we got in Julio, in OZ, Quez Watkins. I mean, you got to be able to find that third option. And the Eagles did not find that guy. If it wasn't A.J. Brown or Devontae cooking, we weren't getting any yards. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. But on the defensive side, too, Bradley Roby couldn't tackle. I'm like, you can't bring down Brock Purdy. Come on. That's when I knew it was over. When they couldn't bring down Brock Purdy, I was like, well, if you can't bring down Brock Purdy, what makes me think you can bring down Deebo Samuel or Christian McCaffrey? Come on now. Like, if once you saw that, you knew. Yeah, it was going to be a long day. But I do want to say, shout out to my man Dom. Shout out Big Dom. Because he was one of the few people on the field with heart. One of the few. One of the few. Shout out Big Dom. Shout out Big Dom for standing up to those cocky 49ers that haven't won anything. And that's my biggest problem with the 49ers. You haven't won since 1994. You know, back in 94, my dad was a sophomore in college. Now, just think about that. My dad had me. Well, my mom had me. But my parents had me when they was like 27, 28, I believe. The last time the 49ers won, my pop was not even 21 years old. That's crazy. That's crazy. So a lot of y'all that are 49ers fans or bandwagon 49ers fans, I'm like, some of y'all, you're from the DMV. How are you a 49ers fan? Like, just straight chatting. Straight chatting. I'm like, bro, you're from the DMV. I mean, like, you can root for the Ravens, but you want to go to the top shot. All right, bro. Cool. But some of y'all 49ers fans have never witnessed a parade. Like, here's my thing, bro. If you haven't witnessed a parade firsthand for your team, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Cowboys fans, you haven't witnessed a parade. 49ers fans, you haven't witnessed a parade in your lifetime. So what is there to talk about? That's my thing. What is there to talk about? So congratulations on winning a regular season game. We will see y'all in the postseason. Want to know what this loss reminds me of? This loss reminds me of when the Buccaneers faced the Saints. This is when Tom Brady was on the Buccaneers. Drew Brees, he was still on the Saints. And the Saints blew out the Buccaneers. It was bad. It was like 38-3. It was worse than this. But come postseason time, the Buccaneers, they learned from their mistakes and they got it done in the postseason. I expect that same thing to happen in the postseason this year. So I'm not scared. No smoke. I'm not scared of seeing the 49ers. I want to face them. I want to face them in the playoffs because I just can't let them have that satisfaction of thinking to themselves, if we had Brock Purdy in the postseason, we would not only win, but blow y'all out. It wouldn't be close. So, again, I'll give Debo his credit. Debo did back up what he said. So, I'll give him his credit. I don't like him, but I can respect that he stood on business. But it's a different story in the postseason. It is a different story in the postseason. I'm trying to tell you that. You don't think the Eagles got humbled? You don't think the Eagles realized it's a lot of stuff we got to work on? And they're going to be retooling and fixing that? They're going to have more guys healthy? I'm cool. I'm cool. The Eagles had no problem getting the ball up and down the field. It was really just not converting in the red zone. And that's a big thing, but they have to improve on that. My last thing, this is the part, I'm not even that upset about the loss. I'm not that upset about the 49ers blowing out the Eagles. The part that I was most upset about wasn't the score. I was most upset with the fact that Jalen Hurts was put in the game when the Eagles were down 3 scores, and he was just in concussion protocol. Nick Sirianni, what are you trying to prove? And if it's Jalen Hurts out here trying to play, save him from himself. Because if you thought that Eagles fans were mad over this game, if Jalen Hurts got injured after coming back from concussion protocol, Philly would be like Gotham City. We would have teared the city down. I would have had to, Sherelle Parker would have had to go out here and call the National Guard, do something. Tom Wolf would have to come back. It would be bad. It would be super bad. Because the city would have been Gotham. Philly would have been Gotham if Jalen Hurts got injured. Oh my goodness. I promise, if that happened, that was the stupidest play. The stupidest decision. What are you going to do down 3 scores? Jalen Hurts, he can't overcome a 3-score deficit in 1 quarter. Just rest him, live to fight another day. You got nothing to prove. We're still the number 1 seed and have everything to lose. So that's my little rant right there. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Again, good win 49ers. Good win. Like real rap. Good win. But I'm not jumping ship and I'm not tripping about this game. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly Eagles fly. It's going to be very, very different once we beat the brakes off the Cowboys come, this weekend. Love this, guys. Love y'all. Love the Real Talk squad. And I can't wait to beat Dallas on Sunday. See y'all.